you. Go yourself. You demonic f***ing scum. Fuck you, motherfucker. You deserve to feel the little licks of flames of hell on every inch of your body.
Vile piece of human debris, Candace Owens has released a trailer for her new series attacking Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens is an evil, twisted human being.
There's virtually nothing that the feds are telling us about his murder that makes any objective sense. But if you're feeling weird about any of that, you're reminded constantly that she is a grieving widow.
Ben Shapiro and Dan Bongino are having what might be one of the most embarrassing public meltdowns we've seen in a long time, all because Candace Owens dropped a series digging into Erica Kirk, Shapiro, and Bongino. These guys built their entire brand on being fearless truth-tellers, anti-establishment voices who claim nobody can silence them. But the second Candace started asking serious questions about the suspicious passing of her friend, everything flipped upside down. Instead of welcoming debate, they acted like she crossed some forbidden line. The energy quickly shifted into full panic mode. Bongino jumped on his podcast and went all in, calling Candace demonic and even wishing hellfire on her, which is wild considering they constantly preach calm logic and facts. That reaction didn't sound measured or rational. It sounded personal and heated. Then Shapiro followed up with his own explosive rant, labeling Candace evil and twisted, as if that would shut the conversation down. This is how they respond when someone with a platform asks questions about the passing of Charlie Kirk, with outrage instead of answers. And the hypocrisy is loud. It's strange how Shapiro and Bongino stay completely quiet about the Epstein circle. Many know that Shapiro wanted the files released in full and spoke openly about Epstein possibly working with foreign intelligence. Yet when it comes to that topic, the bold truth warriors suddenly go silent, and people are noticing.
Was not some sort of whiz kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. It's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. The evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, Saudi.
And who can forget Charlie's last interview with Ben Shapiro, just 48 hours before he passed away under shocking circumstances. That timing alone has people raising eyebrows and asking serious questions.
Some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes?
If they care so deeply about protecting Charlie's legacy, then why are Erica, Ben Shapiro, and Dan Bongino refusing to speak on Epstein? Many believe that's the topic Charlie would have pushed to the forefront. So why ignore it now? Why act like it doesn't exist when the pressure gets real? The answer feels simple. These people may not be the fearless truth-tellers they claim to be. Instead, they move more like gatekeepers, controlling what gets talked about and what gets buried. And right now, it looks like they're shaken, worried about what Candace might reveal next in her series.
What's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men. He hates all black.
Ben Shapiro is clearly spiraling over Candace's new docuseries about Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow. The moment Candace dropped the trailer, Shapiro jumped online calling her twisted and evil, trying to rally his audience against her. That reaction looked more like damage control than calm debate.
Human debris, Candace Owens has released a trailer for her new series attacking Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. She has been suggesting for a while that TPUSA was complicit, if not in the murder of Charlie Kirk, then in the cover-up of the murder of Charlie Kirk. This is the stuff that Candace Owens has been doing. She is a conspiratorial, evil person because that's who would do something like this. Where are Charlie's friends? When the signs are there for years on end, and people say nothing, and people continue to say nothing today.
But he didn't stop there. He accused Candace of profiting from Charlie's passing and attempted to frame Erica and Turning Point as the real victims in this situation, completely flipping the script.
The people who are watching Candace stitch together a bunch of specious nonsense because they like the gossip of it. Please have some more respect for yourself than that, because what she's doing is evil, and when you watch her show, she gets paid to do that evil. She is making money off the murder of Charlie Kirk by literally implicating his widow and everyone else at TPUSA in that murder, and then trying to dig up pseudo-dirt on the wife of the person who was murdered. I don't know what to call that other than evil trash. Candace Owens is an evil, twisted human.
According to the messages, Charlie felt Ben saw him as a threat. He even wrote, "And he's sending his incestuous brother to go try and take us out." If you've watched Game of Thrones, you know that reference is about power, betrayal, and family alliances being used as weapons. Charlie was clearly speaking in coded language, but the message felt loud. He believed strategic moves were happening behind closed doors. There are many issues with Ben Shapiro trying to lecture anyone about being a decent person. But let's start with the biggest one. Right now, Shapiro is presenting himself as Charlie Kirk's closest ally, the loyal best friend and guardian of his legacy. That's the image he's pushing. But according to Candace, the receipts tell a different story. She revealed private text messages from Charlie that paint a very different picture. According to those messages, Charlie made it clear he didn't rock with Shapiro like that. He allegedly warned Candace that Shapiro would try to destroy both of their careers. That's not small talk. That's a serious warning from someone who believed something was coming. In one message, Charlie told Candace they should treat Ben like noise. He wrote, "His respect amongst movement fighters is quite low." That doesn't sound like admiration, it sounds like distance. He also wrote, "The Ben thing involves me more than he wants to admit." At one point, Charlie used a Game of Thrones reference, saying Jon Snow is stronger than the dragons that fly higher, implying quiet rivalry behind the scenes. That's a heavy reference, suggesting he believed there was tension beneath the surface. After Candace suggested that Shapiro couldn't stand how close she and Charlie were, Charlie allegedly replied, "It's worse. He views you as my slave. 100% control her," is what he was really saying to me when he called. That's a strong claim. According to those texts, Charlie felt Ben wanted control, not partnership. Fast forward to now. Charlie is gone, and Ben Shapiro has stepped forward as the protector of his name, using his passing as a shield while going after Candace aggressively. But as Candace argues, Shapiro never truly liked Charlie. She claims he saw him as useful, not equal. She also says Shapiro resents people who don't belong to his tight inner circle. If that's true, then this situation looks less like loyalty and more like power politics playing out in public. And that's where things get uncomfortable. Because if Charlie really felt sidelined or targeted behind the scenes, then Ben's public outrage starts to look different. It feels less like grief and more like an attempt to control the narrative. Instead of opening space for honest questions, the response has been loud attacks, emotional language, and rapid attempts to shut Candace down. Candace frames this as a fight for truth. Ben frames it as disrespect. That clash is what everyone is watching closely. One side says, "Ask questions." The other says, "Stop immediately." And when powerful voices scramble instead of responding calmly, people naturally begin to wonder what's really going on. At the end of the day, this isn't just about personal drama. It's about influence, loyalty, and who gets to define someone's legacy in front of millions. And right now, that battle is playing out in real time, and it's messy.
You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew, and I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men. He hates all black people, okay? If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hates, they think that we're animals, that they have a right to own us, that they have a right to make us worship them, that they have a right to treat Charlie the way that he treated Charlie while he was alive, only to then try to defraud the population into thinking that he is somehow a part of his legacy.
Now let's talk about Dan Bongino, because this is where the hypocrisy really shoots through the roof. Bongino called Candace Owens demonic for asking questions about Erica Kirk's behavior. He even said she deserved to feel the flames of hell. That's not calm debate, that's fire and brimstone language directed at someone for asking questions. For a man who brands himself as logical and tough-minded, that reaction sounded emotional and extreme.
Go yourself. You demonic f***ing scum. This just can't be what this movement is. And if it is, I just don't want any part of it. Erica didn't choose this, man. And I'm sorry if the language distracts from you, but I can think of no other New York way to say it than fuck you, motherfucker. You deserve to feel the little licks of the flames of hell on every inch of your body. If there's an afterlife, and I believe there is. I believe in the second creation. I don't pretend to be the judge and jury, but I know you're not in.
But pause for a second. Where was all that outrage when it came to Jeffrey Epstein? Let's run the timeline, because this part matters. Before Bongino stepped into his government role, he was one of the loudest voices demanding that the Epstein files be fully released. He built his reputation on being the guy who would expose government secrets. He promised day one releases. He said he would blow the whole thing wide open and let the truth spill out for everyone to see.
That Jeffrey Epstein story is a big deal. Please do not let that story go. Keep your eye on this. There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk.
Then he got the job. March 17, 2025, was Bongino's first day as FBI Deputy Director. According to internal emails reported by Bloomberg, by March 18, his second day on the job, he was already being sent guidance about how to redact the Epstein files. After that, everything changed. The bold talk about full transparency grew quieter. The fire cooled off. And ever since then, Bongino's tone around the Epstein scandal has shifted in a way that has people raising serious eyebrows.
So, you want me to get, I've seen the whole file.
That shift did not go unnoticed. The same man who once demanded total transparency suddenly began sounding cautious, careful, and far more reserved. Instead of pushing for full disclosure, the focus turned to procedure, redactions, and controlled releases. That's a major change from the bold promises he made on air. Critics point out that when he was outside the system, he talked like a wrecking ball ready to smash secrets wide open. But once inside, the tone shifted toward protecting process and managing fallout. That contrast fuels the hypocrisy claims. People are asking, was all that fire real conviction, or was it just branding? Now, with him going after Candace Owens so aggressively, it adds another layer. Because if asking questions is suddenly labeled dangerous or evil, what happened to the old standard of transparency? The energy feels different now, and the audience can see it. When words and actions stop lining up, trust begins to crack, and that crack is getting harder to ignore. So Bongino goes quiet on the actual PDFs, helps redact the Epstein files, and moves on like nothing happened. But somehow Candace is the demonic one for asking questions about Charlie Kirk's suspicious passing. That flip doesn't make sense to many observers. Then things got even stranger. The moment Candace announced her series, Bride of Charlie, a wave of influencers appeared using nearly identical language to attack her. Words like evil, demonic, and bowels of hell were repeated non-stop. The timing was tight. The wording matched. And people began asking whether this was more than random outrage. It looked coordinated. Then a leaked email began circulating online. The claim was that Turning Point USA had paid influencers to push specific phrases and follow organized talking points. According to the allegation, the goal was to brand Candace as an evil grifter profiting from tragedy. That's a serious accusation, and it has not been proven, but it raised eyebrows quickly. Here's the real question. If Candace is simply a fringe conspiracy voice, as Ben Shapiro and Dan Bongino suggest, then why go through so much effort to shut her down? Why the synchronized attacks? Why the harsh labels? Why the aggressive tone? When people move that forcefully to silence someone, it naturally makes others wonder what they're worried about. This is where the situation becomes a battle over narrative control. Instead of calmly disproving her claims point by point, the response has been loud, emotional, and personal. That kind of reaction doesn't slow a story down, it fuels it. The more they try to crush it, the more attention it receives. Supporters of Candace argue that this proves she struck a nerve. They say if her series were meaningless, no one would be scrambling this hard. On the other side, critics claim she is stirring drama for views. But even that argument doesn't fully explain the coordinated tone people say they've noticed across multiple platforms at the same time. Now the public is watching two powerful media forces clash in real time. One side says this is about truth and accountability. The other says it's reckless and harmful. But when messaging lines up a little too perfectly and attacks feel copy-pasted, people start connecting dots on their own. And once doubt sets in, it spreads quickly. If you want to hear Candace's perspective directly, watch Bride of Charlie and her docuseries for yourself. She outlines what she describes as major inconsistencies in Erica Kirk's life story, family background, and public image. It's detailed. It's bold. And it's not light material. While Ben Shapiro and Dan Bongino dismiss it as conspiracy talk, Candace points to specific timelines and statements that she believes don't add up. There are also claims that individuals inside Turning Point USA quietly support Candace and believe Erica has pushed back strongly against anyone questioning the official account of Charlie's passing. A former TPUSA communications staffer, Aubrey L., publicly claimed she was terminated after questioning the narrative surrounding what happened to Charlie. That's a serious allegation and adds another layer to this already intense situation.
I was terminated from Turning Point because I am questioning the narrative of what happened to my role model and CEO, Charlie Kirk, on the day of his assassination.
They can call Candace Owens a demon all day, but that label only sticks if people ignore the details. The receipts are out there. The timeline is public. And the debate isn't slowing down. So keep watching closely. Keep asking questions. And don't let loud insults distract from the facts. If this much heat is coming from a YouTube series, imagine what happens when more information drops. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, share this video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.